Hey, what's going on, everybody? I wanted to tackle this issue as quickly as I can, as thoroughly as I can, of veganism being a religion or veganism being accused of being a religion. And I'm gonna start off by telling you a little story. Okay, this back in this past fall, I was in Brooklyn, New York, protesting something called the Kaparos rituals, which is basically a week-long hellstorm ritualistic torment and slaughter of thousands of innocent, defenseless baby animals, chickens, as penance for the prior year's sins, accumulation of sins. In other words, they believe that these Jews believe that these birds absorb their sins, and when they kill the birds, their sins sort of vanish or dissipate or whatever. So we're sitting, it was a protest slash rescue because there were out of the thousands and thousands of birds that were slaughtered that week, we only managed to save less than a couple of hundred. But this notion that we, the vegans, who are there protesting the immorality, who are protesting the cruelty, the inhumanity, we are in the same category as these religious fanatic nut jobs who think that they could just do whatever they want, be an immoral scumbag, and then at the end of the year just grab a baby chicken and then twirl it around their head a few times and then slit their throats and think that all their all of their prior year's transgressions are forgiven. We're in the same category as them because we believe that, or we know rather, that animals are not here for us to use and exploit, especially given that there is a plethora of alternatives of cruelty-free, animal-free alternatives available to us in 2016. And just look at the goddamn behavior, guys, of the vegans versus the religious nut jobs. Whether they're Muslims, whether they're Jews or Christians. I think Judaism is probably the worst because that's the original Abrahamic religion. Judaism, Islam, and Christianity are Abrahamic religions. Christianity and Islam spawned from Judaism. If you read the Old Testament or the Bible in general, read the whole damn. I'm not telling you to go read it, but I've read, it pretty thoroughly. I've studied the Bible growing up because I was raised Catholic, and I can tell you, being more impartial now, I can see the Bible for the schizophrenic pile of crap that it really is. Full of violence, full of depravity, mass killings, rapes, baby killings. All these things, guys, are condoned and endorsed and mentioned in the Bible. Because as long as they're commanded by God, that means that it's justified. I mean, there are millions, if not billions, of people in this world who think this way, who will kill you because if they can get away with it, they will kill you because you don't accept their dogmatic shenanigans, basically. Millions of people like this in the U.S. alone. I don't doubt it. Just look at some of these people. I mean, they're some of the most hate-filled, resentful people. I'm talking about Christianity because that's what's most relevant to me, and I guess Judaism. But Christianity is based upon this narrative that some Jewish guy who was born over 2,000 years ago as the Son of God came to bore the sins of the world and was persecuted and nailed to a stick, and therefore redeemed all of mankind. that if you don't accept this man as your savior, you are you are damned to eternal hellfire, to burn and suffer in hell for all of eternity by a God that supposedly loves you. Yeah, makes a whole lot of sense. That really stands up to, critical analysis. I mean, you can just see it for the dog and pony show and what it is, and then it's like, people will go off and say, "Oh, well, they're just what? They're just allegories, they're metaphors, whatever." I don't know, man. I mean, it, you know, it seems pretty damn. Why wasn't it mentioned that they were metaphors? That they were metaphors. That they weren't to be taken literally. Because the Old Testament, where what basically Jesus praised Moses. He basically wanted to bring bring back the law and the rule of law under what Moses imposed, and what Moses was all about was basically Jewish supremacy. You know, led his people out of Egypt and basically conquered, subjugated, slaughtered, and enslaved every people, every city that stood in their way. That's Moses was a freaking mass murderer. Okay, and Jesus, who was supposed to be the Prince of Peace, was praising this man. The book of Isaiah followed the same sort of nonsense. Jesus regularly referenced the book of Isaiah in his teachings in the New Testament. But I'm not going to get too much into it, guys, but a good thing to do, subscribe to Truth Hurts on Renegade Broadcasting, listen to Charles Giuliani, and have a copy of the Bible with you so that you could actually look up the verses that he is referencing during his talks. And guys, none of it stands up to logical scrutiny, okay? And this notion, getting back to the whole veganism thing, this notion that veganism, okay, the ideology, the moral philosophy that we ought to reduce as much as is possible the harm and suffering that we inflict on sentient feeling creatures, guys, on animals, is somehow, that this is somehow in the same league, in the same category as something like Judaism or Christianity or Islam or fill in the frickin' blank. Okay, politics. Politics is a goddamn religion, guys. Okay. Politics is basically people wanting to wield the force and authority of the state to impose their beliefs on other people. Guys, that's essentially what a democracy is. It's mob rule. And we're led to believe that democracy, there you go, another freaking religion. Politics, religion, it's all religion, guys. It's dogmatic belief. It does not stand up to critical analysis, unlike veganism. Okay? The only way veganism could theoretically stand up to critical analysis is if morality is subjective. Okay, and if you are a moral relativist and you believe that morality is subjective, then I don't even know if you could be helped at this point, man, because you have your head so far up your ass. I mean, I don't even know if you could be saved, truthfully. So if we're in agreement that morality is objective, okay, that we should seek to live our lives in a way that does the least amount of harm possible, if any harm at all, to the other feeling sentient creatures that we share the planet with. I'm going to cut it short here. This is getting on 10 minutes. Let me know what you guys think on the subject. Comment down below, comment your thoughts, rate this video, share it around, and subscribe. And that's it for now. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.